Good morning, everyone. I'm hoping that you will be able to hear me. Thanks for joining on weekend. I specifically kept it early in the morning so that you can have whole day for weekend. It's going to be amazing session. You will have some a lot of information about GST because there are so many things happening. New dates are coming, rules are getting changed. So I have read the whole bill. That's something more than 70 page document. So I will be sharing all the details which will be helpful for you even if you are first time home buyer or second time home buyer. So let's get started. I'll share my screen. Total rebate that you can get is $130,000, which you have heard in a lot of videos. But what are the rules? Whether you will be eligible or not, whether you will get the full $130,000 back or not. So we'll be talking about that. Little bit about myself. I own 5 pre-con properties in Ontario. I used to create content on Canada Couple, if you are aware of. And in GTA, I'm a pre-construction specialist. Before moving to real estate, I was working with McKinsey, I worked with Walmart, worked with Ministry of Transport Ontario as a product manager. Then I had interest in real estate because I'm a real estate investor as well. As I mentioned that I own multiple properties in Ontario. And that's the reason I wanted to get my license and help first time home buyers and investors. Something interesting about me, how I joined real estate. We moved to Canada in 2018 with my lovely wife. Now we have a toddler, twin daughters, a lovely family. We live near Burlington and I take care of GTA, Waterloo region, Durham region. I have team across all the cities in Durham region and Waterloo, Kitchener and GTA. And because I invested in multiple pre-construction properties, that's how I gained a lot of knowledge because buying a pre-construction property is very different from buying a resale property. And the skill sets which are required to buy a pre-construction property from booking the unit to closing, it's very complex. So I have gained knowledge by buying those property, learned from my failures. Every property when I was buying, I was learning something new. And now when I sold multiple properties, so I know in and out of pre-construction projects. And this rebate is related to pre-construction only. So you will be learning a lot of things. So let's get started. So there were a lot of changes. We will talk about all the changes. Uh, there might be some information which I will let you know that has changed recently. So you know that whenever you buy a pre-construction project, any unit that you buy in Ontario or anywhere, it includes 13% tax, which is 5% GST and 8% provincial tax for Ontario. So that will always be there whenever you're buying a pre-construction project. So government is planning to eliminate the total $130,000 tax, but there are some eligibility criteria, there are some rules that you have to follow, and in order to get the total $130,000 as well, you need to make sure that you are following all the eligibility criteria. So we'll discuss all of them in detail. So whatever list price that you see, let's say I'm sending you a price list for a particular project, that already includes a 24,000 HST rebate, which is provincial Ontario government HST rebate, which is already live from 4 or 5 years. And builder already deducts that from the price when they are showing you the price. So if you want to calculate builder listed price equals to base price into 1.13 minus 24,000. So that's how they calculate builder price. That is the reason why this 8% will be approved. People will start getting it directly through the builder. Why? Because this 24,000 you're already getting directly from the builder. And when your mortgage is happening, it is happening on 24,000 less from the total price. So let's understand this number. Builders start with the base price. Base price is the pre-tax value of your home. Then they add 13% tax. This is the gross total after tax. Then they deduct 24,000 rebate, which is already there from 4 or 5 years. So this is what you see whenever now builders have started changing this price amount because they are adding the GST HST rebate by default. But I will let you know because 8% is still not approved. So you have to be very careful about it. But this is what is happening 99% of the time. This is what you see. When you see any price list, if I sent you for any particular project, this price you will see, which means this already has 24,000 Ontario rebate, which is existing rebate. And this is how you can calculate. To find the base price, you add 24,000 in the builder price divided by 1.13 to remove the tax, and then you will come up with the number. What happened in past 1 year on March 20th, Mark Carney announced that GST elimination for first-time home buyers only. Last year, this was the plan that it will be eliminated for first-time home buyer. Then the proposal tabled in Parliament in May. June, Bill C4 introduced in House of Commons. In October, Ontario announces to match 8% PST rebate. This is very important because federal government was trying to get rid of the 5% since March 2025. And then Ontario government came into the game and they also announced that we will be matching and we will also be removing the 8% rebate because you know that most of the real estate transactions happen in Ontario. So if the market, there is no activity in the market, they just want to boost the market, increase the transactions. Then Bill C4 passed in House of Commons in December. In February, Bill C4 passed the Senate, and last stage was March 12th, 2026, Royal Assent. Now the bill is live. Bill C4 was related to the 5% GST rebate. So 5% GST rebate for first-time home buyers was approved on March of 12th. I hope this is clear because in order to not get confused with the information and slides which I will be sharing further, you have to be very clear about it. You have to be very clear about the Bill C4, but what Bill C4 was and what Ontario government announced in October, which is 8% PST rebate. Okay, let's move forward. Let's discuss the 5% GST rebate in detail to give you some more clarity. 5% is a law. So 12th of March, that became a law. Base price, if I talk about now, whenever I say base price, you have to understand that is before tax value, which I showed you how the calculation works, right? So up to 1 million, this is pre-tax value. People get confused with this, that if they buy a $1 million property, they will get full 5% GST rebate. No, because when they're talking about these ranges are base price, pre-tax value. I showed you the calculation, right? So till the time this was announced on 12th of March, the maximum range was $1.5 million, and from $1 million to 1.5, it's a linear phase out, which means it will decrease, become zero at 1.5. But maximum you can get $50,000 on base price. There were some key details, agreements signed after March 2025. So earlier this date was May. That was a very good news because people who bought in April or March, after 19th March or May, they were not eligible. But first time home buyers who bought after 19th of March, they will be eligible as well. This program will run until December 31st, 2030. These are the eligibility criteria, so you have to make sure construction must begin before 2031, completed before 2036, which is a huge duration. Obviously, it will be finished within that, but you never know. If, let's say, it's a condo project, builder is not good, there might be some cancellation or there might be some delay. So you have to make sure whenever you are getting a project detail from me, you have to make sure you ask what the repo of the builder, how many projects they have completed, because mostly we don't work with any builders who don't have a good repo. The chances of them canceling the projects or dealing is more, so we don't work with them. Can be assigned to builder at closing, builder credits you. So right now what is happening, every rebate that first time homebuyers are getting is through CRA. But going forward, what government is planning to do, that similar to the 24,000 HST rebate, this will be done at builders level. You don't have to apply through CRA. That will be a good relief, because your total amount on the amount that you're getting the mortgage will be reduced. This 50,000 or 40,000, whatever your rebate is, will be deducted at the time of closing. Maybe in the APS, maybe in the statement of adjustment. So that will be advantage to you, because they don't want to put a lot of burden on CRA. That's why they are taking this step, and it is good for the buyers as well, that their mortgage amount will be less, because getting a mortgage on 1 million and then claiming 50-60,000 through CRA will be complex. So now let's come to the Ontario PST rebate, and this is what I'm talking about, which they announced in October. Remember I showed you the timelines? So this was the calculation, and this was the detail. Existing Ontario rebate, you know that everyone gets 24,000, which builder already deducts at the price. That's why I'm saying that doing this deduction at the time of closing or statement of adjustment will not be a big deal. Why? Because they are already doing this 24,000 deduction. So in order to reduce this $56,000, they don't have to build a system from scratch, or they don't have to put a lot of effort. They will have to just enhance this mechanism where they are just deducting 8% instead of just 24,000. So this will come very soon. Some calculations, if I talk about the 5%, 8% GST rebate, if you're buying a property of 700,000, the base price will be this before tax. 5% GST will be around 32,000. 8% PST rebate total will be around 51,000, and total saving will be 83,000. Now this is a magic number. If I'll take example here. So I mentioned that people were confused that if they buy a $1 million property, they will get $50,000. No, that $1 million property, which is mentioned in the bill and on government website, they are referring to the base price, not the builder price. So base price is always before tax. If you buy any property which has base price of 1 million, will be around 1.1 million. They already removed the 24,000 from this, right? So on this amount, you get $50,000 max, because if they're saying $50,000 is max for GST rebate, obviously that will be calculated on base price. That's how you will come to 15,000. This is the logic behind calculating 5% and telling you that maximum is 50,000. 8% rebate, 80,000. So total saving will be $130,000 with the existing announcement which happened in October. I will come to the announcement which happened in March, 26th March, this month. But this was the calculation, and this was what you were getting before 26th March. This is the magic number. So you don't get maximum 5% rebate on $1 million property. You will get maximum rebate on a property which is $1.1 million, because in this $24,000 rebate will be added as well, which is existing. And then when you calculate this plus 24,000 and then divide it, remove the tax, it will become 1 million base price. There are some changes. We will go one by one. So this is what was announced in October, and everyone was going with this calculation. The calculation will be changed. I will let you know from 1st April. So let's take one example. If the listed price is, let's say I send you some project price list, I'll show you the database that we have. We have more than 600 project accesses. So I'll show you so that whenever you want to buy a pre-construction project in a particular city, we can just filter out basis the bedrooms, price, square feet, and we can send it to you. So when let's say I send you a project detail which has a listed price of 650. So base price is hidden, right? Base price will be this with the calculation I showed you. So this is the price before tax. Total hidden HST is this much. Federal HST rebate that you will get is 29,000. So I'm taking example of a $650,000 unit, a condo or townhouse. 8% will be this much. Total saving is 77,000. So you will save total rebate on a $650,000, which will be 77,000. This is another example. So if you buy a property of $880,000, approximately you will be saving $104,000. On the magic number I showed you, even if you buy a $1.1 million property, you will save complete 13%, the maximum rebate you will get. So it's not $1 million house, it's base price, which is $1 million. So you have to make sure whenever you are talking to me, whenever you are saying that I cannot go beyond $1 million, you have to understand the logic and you understand how much rebate you will get. I will show you the calculator as well, which I built, by which you will be able to understand how much rebate you can get if you're buying a property worth $900,000 or $800,000. These were the eligibility criteria for 5% GST rebate. You should be 18 years old, permanent residence or Canadian citizen. You should not lived in your primary home in last 5 years. Your spouse already claimed the first time homebuyer rebate. So this was a major question that people were saying that my wife is a first time homebuyer. I'm also first time homebuyer. She can buy a separate property. I can buy a separate property. We both can have first time homebuyer benefit. That is not possible. That is why they add this rule in every first time homebuyer incentive eligibility criteria. And this can be only claimed once per lifetime because this is for 5% GST rebate was for first time homebuyers. New construction, which is pre-construction new home, or you built the custom home or did the renovation, which is more than 90%. So these are the eligibility criteria for properties. Must be your primary residence. This is for the GST rebate. This may be changed with the proposed law, the Ontario government, Doug Ford, that he announced. So I will talk about it in next slide. You will be the first person to live in it. This will also change, but as of now, the Bill C4 says that you should be the first person to live in it, and then you will be eligible for the GST rebate. You have to be individual buyer. You should not be buying it on your corporation or trust. At least you have to occupy this property for 12 months. So what this means is they don't want people to buy a property pre-construction, get the rebate, and sell it at a profit within 2-3 months, if possible. Then they don't want to encourage that. They want this rebate to go to people who want to live in that property, who want to make that a primary residence. Because whoever will do that, they must be investor. If they are flipping the property, pre-construction property within 2-3 months, that's why they added this eligibility criteria. Your agreement signed after 19th of March 2025. This is very important date. I am getting a lot of questions whether we will get the rebate or not. We bought the property in 2023 or our property is closing in 2026, whether we get the eligibility on the 5% GST rebate or not. Your agreement should be signed after 19th of March. If you sign the agreement for your pre-construction home after 19th of March, then you will get the 5% GST rebate and 8% PST rebate as well. Why? Because Doug Ford is also planning to match this date for the HST, for the provincial rebate as well. Earlier, the date was May 2025. Similar for 5% GST rebate, it was May 2025. but they changed it to March, and Ontario government is also planning to do the same. So keep an eye on that. The calculator that I will send you, I will keep on updating the status of the rebate as well. Right now, the provincial rebate is proposed. It's not a law. Only GST 5% rebate is a law and it is approved. So once that gets approved, maybe you will get an email from me or I will update that in the calculator. Okay, now let's focus on the major change that has happened. So on 26th of March, they have added the expansion of HST, Ontario HST rebate, which is 8%, which I mentioned clearly that they proposed that in October. That is also not live, but they again introduced some expansion. That's why people got confused. Whether it's the expansion of the existing rebate or this will be a separate program. How will this work if someone bought a property in December 2025? How will this work if someone buys a property after 1st of April? I will try to explain that. Okay, so this is proposed only for 1 year from 1st April to 31st March. This is also proposed. So once this is live, these will be the criterias. So previous announcement which happened on October was only for first time home buyers. But now what they are proposing is that it should be for all home buyers for new homes. And this is a big thing. It is not only for primary residents, it's also for rental investors, which means if someone in Ontario already owns a house and they want to upgrade, let's say someone has a townhouse, they want to upgrade to a detached property, they will get the rebate as well. Or if someone owns a property in Ontario and they want to buy a residential investment property, a condo or a townhome for let's say $700,000 or $800,000, they will also get this rebate, which is 80,000 maximum plus. So 80,000 is provincial rebate, right? And 5% was federal. So what Doug Ford is saying that they are requesting the federal government to match that rebate as well. Similarly, which he matched in October, because federal government announced 5%, he matched that with the provincial rebate 8%. Now he's coming up with this new expansion of the existing program. He wants to add the second time home buyer or third time home buyers as well and investors as well. So he is saying that I will give you $80,000 provincial tax back maximum and requesting the federal government as well that you match this 5% as well. Once this approves, which means any second time home buyer, any third time home buyer, or any first time home buyer, or any investor as well for residential will be eligible for 13% rebate, which is huge, because the announcement they did in October, total budget was $15 million. But the announcement they made on 26th of March, total budget is $1.6 billion. Just imagine how much money they will be giving back or they will not be taking in terms of tax because they added second time home buyers as well. So this is going to be huge because this is only for 1 year. This is for all the buyers, first time home buyers, investors, second time home buyers. And also there is one more thing as well, which I want to mention why the budget has increased so much is that they changed these ranges as well. So earlier ranges, if you remember, I mentioned that from 1 million to 1.5, it was reduced rebate, right? But in this announcement, which they did on 26th of March, what they are saying is, if your base price is up to 1 million, you will get 80,000, which is max. But even if your base price is from $1 million to $1.5 million, you will still get $80,000. That's huge. That is one thing which has increased the budget so much from millions to billions, because from 1 million to $1.5 million, people were not getting the full rebate in previous announcement, as were the previous announcement. Whoever buys after 1st April. Once this is approved, whoever buys after 1st April will be eligible for this. So, which means if you're planning to buy a pre-construction, hold on till 1st of April. Let this gets clear, and even if it gets proposed goes to a law, it becomes a law, you will be eligible for this until you're buying a property which is more than $1 million. If you're buying something under $1 million, it it doesn't matter. It won't impact you. And if you remember the previous ranges, people were not getting anything after $1.5 million. But in this new announcement, buyers will still be eligible even if they buy property between 1.5 to 1.850. So they will still be getting the rebate, but then it will be reduced, similar to the previous ranges that they announced. And above $1,850,000, they will still get the existing 24,000 rebate. So that is the reason why they are pumping so much money, and the budget has increased from millions to $billions. And I also want to mention that the expansion for new buyers and investors, your agreement should be signed between 1st April to 31st March. So what I am doing for my clients is I'm booking the units because now the demand has increased. It is difficult to get the units. I am asking them to book the unit and sign the agreement. I'm asking the builder that we don't want to sign before 1st of April, because eligibility criteria is what government will see. If you send your document to CRA or lawyer, they will see when did you sign the agreement. If it was signed between 1st of April to 31st of March, these rules will be applied while calculating the rebate. Construction begins, that's almost same, December 31st, 2028, substantially completed by December 31st, 2031, which will be the case because freehold properties won't take much time to build, 12 months to 18 months to 2 years max. Condos, yes. If you're buying a pre-construction condos, which will be completed, let's say, in 2029, that may get delayed. That's why it's better to buy a move-in ready condo. I will be able to share the list with you, because you know that move-in ready condo, you will be able to move in within 60 days, 90 days, or 120 days, and you won't miss this eligibility criteria. Let's say if you're buying something move-in ready condo after 1st of April, you will be signing the contract after 1st of April, and the construction is already finished, so you won't miss anything. If you're buying a freehold property, you don't have to worry about it. If you're buying from a good builder, they will finish the project before 2028. Major change which I want to mention, which is huge. After this 1 year window, what Ontario government is planning to do is they are planning to remove this 24,000 HST rebate as well, which is not a good thing, because this was already live from so many years. Builder was reducing it from the price at that their level, and we were taking advantage of that. Otherwise, the base price will be 824,000 instead of 800,000. So after this year, they are planning to remove this 24,000 as well, which will not be very good. So why this is good for everyone? There are so many inventory homes right now. Biggest rebate, $130,000, and construction no one is doing. Like builders are not launching any new projects or doing any construction. So that will be good. Right now, what rebates you're getting, 5%, 8% PST is proposed, and land transfer tax is already there. CRA audit, I just want to mention quick stats. What CRA checks when they are giving you any kind of rebate, they are checking your driving license address, utility bills, Canada Post, mail forwarding, insurance policy, all these. You need to keep these documents: original agreement of purchase, statement of adjustment, proof of utilities moving, insurance documents, construction invoices if you have done. So as I mentioned, we have access to more than 500 projects in 71 cities, more than 307 builders. So we will be able to compare all the projects and give you the unit or project as per your requirements, and then you can decide. I can show you a quick glimpse of that portal that we have. So this is the portal. We will be able to select townhome for you. This is our internal database which we use just to make sure that people and clients are able to compare multiple projects and then take a decision. Let's say I selected maximum price to no, minimum no, and let's say we want to see some projects in Milton. So I know that there are 4 projects in single family home which has 3 bedroom plus. If I change the square feet, obviously I will have more options. Let's say in Mississauga, right now there is one project which has 3 plus bedroom single family home. If I change this to all type, we will have more project in Gulf. Right now there are 6 projects going on. So this really helps us to figure out what projects is going as per your requirements. And then you can compare, we calculate the per square feet price, what goes as per your needs. Then you will be able to take a wise decision, because if you're only exploring 1 or 2 projects, you never know what other builders are offering or what better price you can get for similar homes. So that's why we do this exercise with our clients first. And it will cost you 0, because even if you buy through builder or through us, it will not cost you, but builder will not provide you these many services. You can take a screenshot of this whenever you're buying a pre-construction project. It is very important that you get that in the VIP release. You work with the pre-construction specialist. We have multiple project, and builder only has, let's say if you're going to a location in Burlington, the builder has only one project there. They will try to sell you that project. But what we will do through our portal, we will be able to compare what price are you getting in Burlington for a townhome. Are you getting same price in Oakville? Are you getting same price in Mississauga, Milton? If you are planning to buy something in Mississauga as well, you may get a better price. That builder will not tell you. We will be able to tell you, because we have that huge database. We have access to all the projects in all the cities. So yeah, whatever you buy through builder, it will cost you same. If you buy through us, it will cost you the same, but builder doesn't provide these many services. Most important is APS review. We negotiate because we know that we want to serve you, not the builder. So we negotiate the best. The most important in pre-construction is the decor appointment. We know what are the decors that you need to take from the builder, what are the decors that you should not take from the builder, because those are costly. So that exercise is really important, so that on the top of your purchase price, you don't end up spending 50-60,000 in the upgrades. Because if you go on a decor appointment, builder may try to sell you, let's say you get this upgrade as well for $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. But our team, I sometimes go with you if we are in GTA, and my team is trained on that, because upgrades are really important exercise that may increase or keep you in the budget if you're buying a pre-construction. So there are so many upgrades that you should not get from the builder, and there are so many upgrades that you should always get through the builder, and that is a really important exercise. So we do that with most of our clients for pre-construction. Resale, it doesn't apply. For pre-construction, we always do that exercise. If you're planning to buy a pre-construction, you can book a consultation with me, and then we will be able to share all the projects as per your requirements, and definitely will be able to help you. I hope this was helpful and everything was clear. I recommend that you consult with a pre-construction specialist whenever you are buying a pre-construction home, because these eligibility criteria are changing every day. And you have to make sure that you are buying some product which is at par with other average per square feet value in every city. For example, if in Burlington you are buying some unit which has $500 per square feet price, you will never come to know that in Oakville there might be some other project which we have which has a $450 per square feet price. And why would you go for then Burlington? You will go for Oakville project, right? So that is very important. And till the time of closing as well, you will need a pre-construction specialist. So I definitely recommend get in touch with us because we are a pre-construction specialist. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much.